everybody. Happy Sunday, happy Hanukkah. And also, some people are celebrating Yule today because it is the winter solstice. And yeah, please remember, I am a clairvoyant, clairaudient, so everything on my channel is for entertainment purposes only. Hi, Mendocino, Star, K-Mac. Yes, I know somebody else is running rampant, running her trashy mouth right now. So, yeah, I have it set on another channel that I'll be watching it after I finish this just to see what other trash talk. Thank you. Hey, it's the last day of Hanukkah. Yeah, I've got my sweater on, if you can see it. So, yeah, figure it's the holidays. Pull some stuff out of the china closet, china cabinet. I have them all in there. So, but yeah, I know we'll all have to go and watch her vile replay. Oh God, is she trash talking and attacking everybody? And she did admit that the former moderator is they're tight. I knew it would. She'd expose herself sooner or later, and she just did. Now, let's get on to the other stuff that's going on in the world. First thing, okay, Tokyo and Paris and Germany have already cut back on a lot of holiday events because of the Islamic idiots. And I did talk to a couple of people already today. And I have suggested for them, everyone, to keep your eyes open when you have to go out into crowded areas, because a lot of nonsense, they're trying to do a lot of nonsense. And it's, yeah, Tokyo has canceled their New Year's celebration, so has Paris, their New Year's. Germany is basically extremely high security around all the Kindle markets. The ones that are there, literally, someone that I know who's over in Germany, he said that unofficially, but retired members of the military are able to carry a pow-pow and are standing watch to prevent stuff from happening, which is a horrible thing, but Europe is starting to retaliate because they realize what an evil person Angela Merkel is and Ursula von der Leyen. Both of those women, because of their behavior, I want to say they're going to end up stoned, and I don't mean from illegal substances. And I did. It's now in the United States, they are admitting that we have sleeper cells across the United States that entered via the southern border with the assistance of Venezuela. And people are having fits. Oh, we're stopping. There's a blockade. Well, hey, Venezuela helped to create this mess. It's hey, they have to pay the price for all the damage that they did. It's called retribution. And we have to be careful because, yes, the Minnesota is like a hotbed of training of sleeper cells. And you see these idiots, you think they're from Central or South America when they're not. these are the guys that came from the Middle East because they can their appearance allows them to pass for South and Central Americans. So you have to be careful. Thank you, Lady of the Lake. We do have, yes, and I'm seeing, yes, thank you for the people from X and Truth Social that are watching. I can see that you've popped in. And a lot of these stupid idiots are having snit fits because Donald has given the U.S. military a holiday bonus, $1,776. $1,776. Because come July 4th, the United States will be 250 years old. Hi, Enki. Good morning. So we're going to be having some fun. And people are having a fit because Donald gave our military a bonus. Well, hey, it's causing people to, especially in the UK, to flip out. Those who are supporting Charles and his Islamic conversion. But take a look. It's so many of the KC3's ego. It's going to be bad because it's going to be exposed that he did convert and is openly trying to destroy the Anglican community. It's not going to be pretty. And they're also trying to do whatever they can because the Democrats here, the Democrats and the Islamic idiots are having fits because it is going to be exposed. The Jeffrey files are all being released. And there's lots of pictures. And if you know where to look, you can find the unredacted stuff. Okay? Because you're finding Billy Clinton and Obama in many of these images. They're saying, oh, there's Donald pictures. No, the pictures with Donald were those taken at events that were big public events that Jeffrey paid the PR people to get on the invite list of. Big time. But all of this will be exposing the Clintons and Obama and what they've done to try and destroy America. It all will be coming. And soon we will be seeing Billy and Hilly, possibly with, most likely with silver bracelets, because they are going to be called to testify before Congress. And there are many lies that are exposed. What is going on? There will be many lies exposed. I'm dropping in the link in case if anyone would like to pop in with questions. Because, yeah, we've got people who are saying, oh, everything's going to be okay. But take a look. We've got the Roman Catholic Church. Hello, Solarian. Thank you. Like I said, the Roman Catholic Church I'm getting, every time I look at Leo, I see the cartoon image of a devil. The guy was raised in a Democratic south suburb of Chicago. He was raised a South Side Democrat. And he has allowed a mini mosque to be built within Vatican City. Yes. Part of St. Peter's, the church, basilica, has been converted into a mosque. And that has just set a worldwide precedent. It is now up to every Catholic to stand up and to demand his resignation. Because he is, there isn't just one, there are many who are members of the anti-Christian army. He's an antichrist. It's an anti-Christian army. He's just one of the leaders. Diana knew that Charles has always walked to the beat of his own little drummer. Let's put it this way. Most likely, Harry was actually an IVF baby. Because Charles preferred something else. And of course, Camilla, hey, the 70s were a wild time of all sorts of sexual exploration. So Camilla kind of turns the blind eye to, hey, Chucky hits for both sides, both teams. And Chucky's was more interested in somebody else, and Diana fit the bill. They thought she was naive enough, but she knew more. She knew what was going on with him. And don't be surprised if it comes out, because there were embryos stashed in the UK. And I'm getting that it is quite possible that one of the frozen embryos from Chuck and Di is actually, when they run the DNA tests, hi Maria, they don't want to run the DNA tests because biologically, Archie may actually be the third child. Yeah, Archie may actually be an embryo that was frozen back in the 1980s that was placed into someone, and Harry may be raising his own brother. And that's why they're avoiding any DNA tests, because that would be revealed. And it will be highly explosive. And when that happens, you may end up, the child will be placed into the care of the first thought I got was William and Catherine, but then it would be more likely Edward and Sophie would be overseeing the child along with Andrew. They would be watching over because Henry is not mentally capable. It will push him over the edge. And William and Catherine just will not have the time. So the child will be placed in the guardianship it'll be a group effort. Anne, Eddie, Andy, and Sophie would be the guardians of that child. And it's things that I get. The past week I have been doing a lot of what I call going into the zone, where you can just sit back and you just let yourself view what's coming up. And yes, Christine, yes, it would be a total mess when that does happen. It would create a ginormous mess. And that's why they kept it so quiet from Elizabeth and Philip. And Philip did call out Henry on it. That's why they were so vile with that Oprah Winfrey interview, to push Philip further to the edge. So he wouldn't have the strength to call them out on it. That's what's going on. Totally. And hello, Mustard. Yes, Christine. Yes. I know people are jumping over. They've been watching. I know Lady Campbell goes on this time, and we've got the vile Baltimore bitch rambling. Yes, William is definitely Diana. And believe it or not, Anne had also had a big influence with William. Anne stepped in, and Elizabeth. QE2 and Anne, my namesake, stepped in and provided William with the mother's love that he needed, especially when he was a teenager. And it was Anne who quietly encouraged him to, because others were telling him, oh, stay away, ditch Catherine, ditch Catherine. No. It was Anne who privately supported him and encouraged him to follow his heart and not his head. And that Catherine Middleton would be the best thing. And it was Anne who very quietly made sure those two stayed together and basically told her brother to not to jack it around, and told, yeah, because Anne, she's had her issues. But yeah, that's some of the things I was picking up, and I was picking up some other things on the personal end, but I won't go into those. But a lot of crazy stuff is going on. Well, it's the holidays. I know Sophie saw, she was around the family for an extended period of time. And I remember getting up early and watching that wedding. And she's, yeah. Well, Catherine and Mike Middleton, I would say Mike has actually worked for MI6, kind of, as a side gig. And there were a lot of daughters of whose dads worked for three-letter agencies who were sent up to St. Andrews at that time. Okay? Uh-huh. Yes, and Catherine and Mike, you see, they saw the fallout when Khomeini took over Iran. So Mike and Catherine have William completely informed of the evilness of those Islamic idiots. And they've classified Charles as one of them. It will blow up in his face shortly. And Sadiq, there is going to be another explosive, big monster, horrible thing. I'm getting London again. And this time, yeah, the Irish Republican Army is going to become active again in the UK. But this time, they will be defending the Roman Catholic Church. Because the Islamic idiots are buying them up, and it'll be the hi Gay, hi Elizabeth. Yeah, it'll be the Fenians who will be protecting the Roman Catholics in the UK. And they will be joined by the Anglicans. Okay? The Fenians will be, because they are already extremely well organized. Yeah, a lot of those guys, the main organizers are older than me, but you know what? They're still around and they're ready to teach the youngsters, and they still have things all in place all over London. And Sadiq Khan will be up a Schitt's Creek. And so will Keir Starmer. They will start, and the people of Birmingham and Leeds, let's put it this way. I don't know if they're going to see this, but the Muddyman / Upton family members there, remember, you've got people in the United States that can sponsor you. Okay? It's, let me scroll down. I missed a question. The Iran regime close to crumbling. The followers of the Ayatollah Khomeini are aging out. They were, I was a teenager when all of that went down. So most of those idiots were 10 to 40 years older than me. So they're between the ages of 75 and death. Those are the masterminds. And yes, there are a whole bunch of young brainwashed idiots. But there's a whole new group of young women who've heard the stories from their mothers and grandmothers. And it will be the women in Iran, who will be the force to be reckoned with. Don't be surprised if many women in the Middle East start doing a Nick Reiner, following his example to their parents and their husbands. The G5 summit, let's put it this way, all these stupid climate change and organizations like the Bilderberg and BRICS, they're going to crumble. Within the next 2 years, they'll be non-existent. UK, let's put it this way. On paper right now, they're saying the elections are postponed. No. I talked with somebody else, and they're getting Charles won't make it through. He won't make it here to the United States for our 250th birthday. William will be here, and Catherine. And let's put it this way. The kids are going to come. Because you know what? They're going to be... they won't be with Catherine, but they will be, how do I want to put this? With the Trump kids, the Trump grandchildren. There's going to be some, I want to say nannies. A group of nannies taking a group of kids to Disney World and Universal Studios in Florida come end of June. And it will be, actually, they're going to say it's a school group, when in reality, it's the 3 whales. It'll be George, Charlotte, Louis, and all of Donald's grandkids. And you know what? It's going to be Uncle Barron in charge, along with, of course, there will be the how I want to say they'll be in the nanny position. There will be a lot of gals, a lot of whacks, gals from the Army, U.S. Army, military, couple gals from the Navy, couple from the Air Force, who will be the nannies, who will be taking all the kids and a few other enlisted guys, because they're each going to be paired up with a member from the military to go on all the rides, and they're going to be doing all the stuff at Disney World and Universal Studios. The kids are going to be like, let the kids go have fun. Let them have the vacation of a lifetime and go on every single ride, see every show, and it's going to be kept really quiet. In fact, the theme parks will not even know that they are there. But those who are familiar with what the kids look like, they may be recognized, but all they'll do is they'll just get, hey, nice to see you, have a great time, and people will just smile and keep on going to protect the kids' anonymity. But yeah, William and Catherine will be here. They'll bring the kids, and everyone's going to have a lot of fun. And they might even bring James and Louise may actually tag along to help wrangle all the little kids. Yeah, we might see cousin James on the ride, or Louise riding the rides with her little cousin Charlotte. Why not? It'd be like, hey, she's got, because Louise is the closest thing Charlotte has to an older sister who's in the family. So you're going to see those. They'll be walking around. Okay. The Charles won't make it through. As soon as William is in charge, he will, they, once he signs the initial documents, since it's been such a short time between his dad's coronation, since KC3's, his will be pulled out real quickly, okay? And one of the first things he's going to do once the crown is on his head is dissolve currently everything and say new general elections, from the lowest things, from school board, dog catcher, on up to prime minister. Everything is going to have to be revoted. And he may put in a clause saying that people who are currently in office cannot be re-elected. That's what I'm getting. Okay. And the 5-day wonder, no, it was a 9-day wonder in what, April of 26? I said not too long ago, it's a repeat on the 100th anniversary. I've been saying there is so much that is repeating itself. Go back to what was happening in the world in 1924. That's when the start of the nightmare in Germany kicked off. So instead of Nazis, it's people waking up to end the EU control. It's ultra right wing, but it's to get rid of, instead of the Jews, to get rid of the Islamic idiots. That's what I'm picking up all the time. And yeah, it's going to be. It's hi Al, thank you for joining us. My gosh, haven't seen you in ages. Here, let me put the link in case anybody wants to come in, ask questions, has comments. But the other thing that we're going to see is, this week, especially with all those who, I know many are at church right now, and they watch this when they get home. But come Wednesday evening, be careful. Because at your big things, the Islamic idiots are going to start pulling bullshit. They're going to try to do something in Rome, but Georgia Maloney will have it quashed before it happens. Midnight Mass in other European countries. If you're military, make sure you have your pals, especially down under, okay? If you're capable, bring what you need with you, okay? Elizabeth, when they signed the paperwork, they had 1 year to figure out their act. In that paperwork that they agreed to back in 2020, when they didn't go back, they lost it, and it's not returnable. They didn't read the fine print, okay? They aren't going to get that IPP back. In fact, the paperwork is already being drawn up between all the attorneys on Henry and Rachel. And they will pull the DNA on that alleged daughter. And if she has any DNA pertaining to the royal family, she will be returned to England. But I have a feeling it's going to be revealed that she may have been, her daddy might be a Hollywood producer. Okay? All right. And she is gay, let's put it this way. We bounced around so many places. I can't even think. I remember going to air bases when I was a little kid. I couldn't even tell you which ones. I know it's sometimes I've like driven by Scott down like Illinois, Missouri area. It's like wave hello. Yeah, Lachlan. I've been on bases all over the place. Okay, so too many to count. Way too many to count. It's I just don't want to go through it. Okay. Oh, let's put it this way: the ballroom, him taking down the East Wing. There was so much shit. Remember, Clinton, Obama. Okay, Clinton 8, Obama 16. Then 20 years of hidden surveillance that was going straight to the DNC. They thought, oh, let's hear and listen into everything being discussed. Because the East Wing is where the First Lady offices are. And a lot of times things would be discussed. These big events. And the DNC was watching everything going on in the East Wing. And during the initial construction, when they took down the walkway, they found the wiring for all the hidden cameras. So that's why they said, boom, out. Everything's being ripped out. And the DNC is going batshit crazy. And they're like, oh my God. And now that's why the DOJ, once they found that out, that's why now all the Jeffrey stuff is being exposed. And the contractor that found the cameras and microphones in the East Wing, let's put it this way, he is he might not have to pay taxes on what he's getting paid. Okay? And anyone who's working on it may not have to pay income taxes on the money they're earning. Kind of like a thank you from the US government from finding out this. Okay? They might be excused from any taxes for the next year or so. Let's put it this way, gay, Indonesia, Malaysia, all those Southeast Asian islands are a hotbed of Islamic honey. Ever since Vietnam ended and China kind of like, okay, let's just focus on rebuilding Vietnam and Cambodia. That's when the Islamic invasion started. That whole they wanted to turn all of Asia's. Dan knows a lot, and he is actually, he can do more work. He is still working for the US government and the FBI. Dan is still working for the 3-letter agencies, but he can be more effective as dispersing information. And remember, we're already in World War III. Our enemy is the Islamic idiots. Remember, everyone was having a fit. Hitler didn't want people listening to the BBC because in the news blasts, they would always be giving coded messages. Dan's going to be given a lot of coded messages on his podcasts. Okay? Dan can do more good getting information out that is because the mainstream media is under control of the assholes. Dan, through social media, will be out there supporting the people and relaying and giving out information and military instruction. Okay, any charity that you see affiliated with the Clintons and the Biden family, it's a money laundering operation. Chelsea's going to be pulled soon. Okay? The BBC is going to be under new management. And it will be totally revamped. Okay? And pretty soon, you're going to see a lot of commercials. Okay? They'll still have it where you can watch a TV show with no commercial interruptions. But in between each show, you are going to have a bunch. You're going to have like 5 to 10 minutes of infomercials before you can watch an actual program. That's what the BBC is going to turn into. Erica Kirk, she's a brave lady. I have friends up in the northern burbs where literally it's like up the street from me, where his family is from. And if I go southwest of me, a few, 15 miles, that's Lamont. She's still numb. And putting on the brave face that she is her way of dealing it. And when she's away from the public, she does go into meltdown mode. And one day there will be somebody saying something, and she will just have a total. They will see the tears. They will see her wiping the tears away. There will be. Yeah. It's a lot of things. A lot of things are going to be exposed. Erica, she's a strong person, but holding it together in front. That's how she's dealing with the grief. But as soon as she's behind closed doors, someone is handing her the box of Kleenex. But she's holding it together for herself and the kids. And she does have a lot of emotional support coming from everywhere. And the good. What you see now are like, but the real stuff is behind closed doors. It was Marcos who allowed all the shitheads into the Philippines, okay? It was, remember, Jimmy Carter allowed a lot of shit to happen. Carter was the one who allowed the Islamic takeover of Asia. Okay. It was Jimmy Carter, the Democrats. And then it was supported more by Clinton. And of course, Barack buried. He just let everybody. He supplied them with whatever they needed. Okay. Now, Solarian, it's like after Donald's trial, that's when BBC is going to start doing the commercials in between the shows. Okay. Yeah, we know Obama, Bean Brain. Let's put it this way. Back in the 1960s at KU in Lawrence, Kansas, there were a lot of guys from Africa who were there as exchange students. And there were a lot of parties that happened where these guys were spiking the punch. And the girls would be basically out of it. So the African guys, the foreign exchange students, could do whatever they want with those girls. Obama's mommy was pretty well out of it, from what I was told, on LSD. She was stoned out of her gourd. And that's when some black dude from Africa had his way with her, because they were black Islamists. They started this back in the 60s, coming into the American universities. Back in the 90s, I worked for a company that had business dealings with his coalition for the homeless. And he was a fuckhead back then. And I also heard things. He had family members who were legal secretaries at all the big firms. And Michelle was known by Michael. Yeah. And let's put it this way. There are certain people in Chicago politics that have all the dirt on Obama and will release it when the time is right. And that person, I would not be shocked. He's probably going to try to push to be the new mayor of Chicago, or could be to kick out J.B. Pritzker out of Illinois. Okay? The BBC is going to be completely reorganized. It will remain, okay. Oh, thank you, Christine. Thank you. Yeah, I do have down in the description box if you would like to support the channel. It's like, yeah, there's the Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all that stuff. And one thing I do want to mention here, let me set this down for a moment. Let me grab one. Sorry to put you hold for a second. Sorry, I'm back. Okay. People ask me what I do during my downtime. Well, I do, I knit and I crochet. I'm like, here's one of the hats and here's the matching scarf that goes with it. Now, what I need is for all my ladies, and I do the headbands. I've got all my ladies who've joined the membership. Please email me your shipping addresses, because I'm going to be sending, I've made about a couple dozen hats and scarves, or hands and scarves sets. They're shades of gray. And like the people who are my behind the scenes moderators, please email me your shipping address, because I'll be putting stuff into the mail, sending you a set. And so you'll have it in time before 12th night is over. Okay. I will say I will be cheap. I will not be paying priority prices. I'm going to send it regular snail mail. Okay, here in the States, and I do have the ladies in at the main post office. For those of you that are in the overseas in the UK and so forth, they have it figured out how to uh, send stuff to the UK so no one gets nailed with anything. Okay. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. So everyone, it's like those of you who are members of my channel, please shoot me an email with your mailing address. Okay. Yes. So we'll get it. I'll get them sent out to you. So they're all basically everything. It's either gray or different shades of gray. I'm not talking about the dirty book or movie. And I have them done in cream colors also. Okay. Cream and like neutral gray, because that goes with most everybody's coats. Okay. So, and let me know if you want a ski cap that I make, you know, a ski cap or a knitted headband. Okay. But yes, it's like, let me know. Okay. Send me your emails. I need a shipping address. Okay. Everybody. Because I kept track of who's been my big supporters on the channels and the people who have had private readings. So this is my way of saying thank you back to everyone. And I can get them all sent out. I've already got the box from the post office and the envelopes. The guy was at the post office the other day. Why are you grabbing so many? I'm like, well, certain family members, I send out holiday fruit cakes, and those went out last Thursday. And then the other batch go to my doctor's tomorrow. So when I get done with my video today, I will be baking my famous oatmeal cookies. And I think I've already sent some of you the cookie recipe. And I've also sent some of the ladies who watch this the cheesecake recipe. And I did hear back from one of them. One of the gals, she said she made the cheesecake for something for a November situation. She got one slice. Her kids, it was gone. She goes, it was gone within. She put it in the fridge overnight to chill the way you're supposed to. The next day when she cut it out for dinner, she had one slice with dessert. And the next morning, she thought she'd have a slice for breakfast with her coffee. When she went to the refrigerator, it was gone. She goes, the boys ate the entire cheesecake. She goes, they were like, this was the best one. So if you want my recipes, make sure you send me an email with a real mailing address. Okay. And I'll get things out to you. And yes, the cookie recipe, let's put it this way, back, I'm talking 20 odd years ago, I was working on one of the shows with Gordon Ramsay. Yes, we doing our handcrafts are really, Elizabeth, those gifts are more important. And in fact, one of the gals, I'm too busy today, but on Christmas Eve, I'll be meeting her for coffee and helping her with some knitted stuff. And she has some questions. So I'm going to be showing her how to do certain things. But what was I saying? But yeah, making things from scratch, those are the best gifts. I mean, hey, we all need to go back and watch Charlie Brown's Christmas at least once. It's not, and remember what Linus says. And the other thing, don't laugh, but one of the things that I did kind of treat myself to this year is I got the Cliff Richard CD of all his holiday songs. So if you are kind of tired of the ick and that, all that, yeah, go on YouTube Music and just type in Cliff Richard, The Millennial Prayer, and Mistletoe and Wine, and kick back and listen to his stuff. It's really, really, it's something worth listening to, and it's very soothing. And he basically is a very, he's not a religious guy, he's a spiritual guy. And you'll find all of his music is very relaxing and very positive. So if you're feeling down, pull out, start playing the Cliff Richard. Okay? Oh. Yes. I know. I know everyone, it's like, yes, I'll get stuff mailed out. And remember, it's like, it's Yule today. You know what, Lady of the Lake? Okay, don't laugh. Make yourself a cup of tea. Put plenty of sugar in it or honey. A couple grains of cayenne pepper, just a couple, and put a tablespoon of whiskey in it. That knocks out a lot. Or you know what? Shot of tequila and some Mexican food with good hot peppers. Yes, some hot jalapeno pepper and habanero pepper washed down with a shot of tequila. That'll clean out your stomach and intestines. It'll clean out all the bugs in there. Okay. Yes, resale shops. Okay, what I love doing, yes, the charity shops here, I find odds and ends of yarn there because people donate it. I find most of my crochet hooks and knitting needles at the charity shops because people clear out, oh, Grandma used to do this or that, and you find half-done needlepoint stuff. They just donate it. It's like I picked up 12 skeins of pink mohair yarn for $1 a skein a few weeks ago. Yes. And I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to make myself a sweater with that. Yes. And yes, always go to your charity shops. And the other thing is, will be coming up. Yes, we know the winter season is hard on a lot of older people. Come late spring, there's going to be a lot of estate sales and garage sales. Go visit those. You'll find some wonderful pattern books and crafting supplies and sewing machines. And don't laugh, but old draperies, throw them in the washing machine, wash the fabric, toss it in the dryer, give it a good iron, and you have enough fabric to make some really pretty dresses. Yes. Curtain material you can turn into fantastic clothing, ladies. Okay? Yes. And redoing jumpers and stuff. You're a yarn snob. Yes. Go to the estate sales because back then, the grandmas all bought 100% wool yarn. And I did. I found a few skeins of wool yarn, and I made a couple hats and stuff out of those, and those went to my little cousins. Okay? So, you're a stained glass snub? Okay, it's there's construction. There's some gay. I think I saw one. There's when they have to take down old buildings and stuff, there's the salvage yards. And I think if you go poke around, you're going to find some leaded glass windows. Okay? Yeah, go to the construction salvage yards and you'll find leaded glass windows. But yeah, let me put in one more time. Let's put in the link. And you're going to find beautiful Carnival glass at estate sales and thrift stores, and watch your local newspapers, because a lot of people put garage sales on that and estate sales that are doing them independently. And there's companies that organize estate sales. And if you go there early in the morning, yeah, you get first pick, but you're also paying top dollar. If you go at the last couple of hours, the last day of a garage sale, a lot of times you're walking away with things for pennies. Okay? Yes, Elizabeth. I know you're close to me, and let's put it this way: when the DuPage County has the days that everybody puts it out on the thing. A couple of years ago, one of my friends and I, we were going to an estate sale at a house in Glen Ellen, and we were driving down the street, and it's like free for all. We saw something on somebody's curb, and I said, "Wait a second, stop." We pulled over, and she had been looking for a pair of matching lamps for her nightstands. And we went, and we literally sitting there out on the curb, it was a pair of brass Stiffle lamps. Yeah, she had to buy new lampshades, but we looked them up online. She got $500 worth of lamps for free because we were just driving around the neighborhoods. And if you're in Downers Grove, let's put it this way. If you know anyone who's always looking to refurnish their house, go to Treasure House over in Glen Ellen on Pennsylvania, west of Maine. They have fantastic furniture. That's where I bought my china cabinet at. Oh, yeah. And the other good stuff. And Treasure House is also good for yarn. But if you're going to Glen Ellen, you got to go to the Gnome Colony. He's right on Main Street. Michael, the owner, is a fantastic guy. And he literally, people, you can go on, he's on Facebook. It's called the Gnome Colony. He ships everywhere. You can call him up, place an order. He will put together a gift mystery box, and he will send it worldwide. You just give him the budget. And the stuff in his store, it's an Aladdin's cave of wonderful stuff. And he opened up his shop right after. He used to be the personal hair and makeup artist for Joan Rivers. And when Joan was murdered, she was murdered just before they were going to announce the cosmetic line. Well, since it was already in, Michael said, okay, we're going to market it. He has this cosmetic line that's sold in, I think, 300 stores across the U.S. And he has the gift shop Gnome Colony, and he ships worldwide. And you can call him, and he knows every single ingredient, what's in his cosmetic. And his blue eyeshadow is the only one I can wear because it is not made with cobalt. Okay. Yes, but everyone I'm going to get going now. I've been on for an hour. Everyone have a great holiday. Remember, tonight's the last night of Hanukkah, so if you're lighting candles, be careful. I heard of somebody actually torching their draperies accidentally when they put the menorah in the window. And someone where it was really cold, the glass cracked because of the heat. So please be careful with that. For those who are celebrating Yule, make sure you don't over-imbibe. Don't do too much because you want to be functioning tomorrow, Monday morning. And those who are going to services on Wednesday and Thursday, keep your wits about you. And I'll try and pop on sometime during the week also. So everyone have a wonderful holiday today, and we started last Sunday through January 6th. This is the holidays. Everyone have a great time. Take care. And yeah, the heavens above are keeping us all protected. Stay safe. Bye-bye.